What's good, y'all? This is Courtney, and we're gonna do a recap of Doom Patrol Season 1, Episode 6, Doom Patrol Patrol. Now, this episode, it was a mellow episode. I ain't gonna call it a weak episode. No, just mellow. We get to learn more about the first Doom Patrol, learn more about Niall's past. We see Mentos Celsius. And who was the other chick? They never really said, I don't think. The original Doom Patrol, the Patrol. And we also see more into Rita's history. Into Rita's past. I know good damn well I messed up a nail. But yeah, in Rita's past. And that's how we start the episode. Now, this happened with Rita after the whole incident when she was in the lake, when she was shooting that movie in Africa. So, she's looking for some new work, a new job, and everything. And so, she goes see this dude named Bloom, Hollywood producer, whatever. And, I think with Rita back then, her main number one enemy was time. Because she ain't no young cat no more. And to be honest, I wonder back then, what would they call an old bitch? Probably mid fucking 20s or late 20s or whatever. So she gotta compete with all the young, voracious ass young girls who want that spot. And that spotlight, who want to be in Hollywood or whatever. Now, this old cat, the Bloom mug, nasty ass, old creeper ass man. But as we know, back in the day in Hollywood, which sad to say, they still pulling these kind of stunts now. That old casting couch shit, bitch. So, Rita had to give some to get some. But that just, it didn't go like he thought it was gonna go. As we all know, Rita has to be a certain way mentally to control her body for not going all wicked walking. So she already felt some kind of way about this old ass cat. Even proposition like, baby, you want to move around? Play with a nigga then. Bruh, listen. I wasn't really expecting that. I really wasn't. Now, when she lost control of her power and she basically melted on that man, the only thing I thought about was the Blob, bitch. And I was like, oh shit, Reed, where is he at? You done add his ass up? That's what I thought. But nah, bro, that motherfucker dead to the goddamn couch. Heart attack. Let his secretary tell it. But I have to give the secretary props. Now, she was side-eyeing Rita. I thought she was going to be like, old nasty bitch and everything. But she actually saved Rita. And I'm quite sure that secretary got tired of his fucking shenanigans, too. And she was like, ooh, heart attack. Ain't that right, girl? That's a heart attack. Here, girl, put this on. You will never hear. You was never here. So, yeah, that secretary saved your life, girl, for sure. So, as we see Cliff, our boy, Robot Man, he's still trying to get some leeway with Jane and all that stuff. I was like, Jane, stop. Jane, will you stop, bitch? Cliff was a good man. He was a ain't shit human back in the day, but regardless of whatever, he's a good man. So we see Rita is in the basement part looking at these old videos that she did with Niles. And the one video was she is baby doll. And I wonder how old this is, because you remember the last episode, Jane should be around what? 60? Because in the 70s and shit, she was grown. But you know, as we see, some of these mugs don't age. So, you know, Niles gotta go somewhere. Baby doll don't want him to leave. And you know, she like, well, how we gonna eat pancakes? And whoop. And Jane, in her eyes, she sees Niles as a father. Cause you know, they hinted somewhat in this episode about her biological father. Now, if y'all done play catch up on Jane's, you know, past, her life and everything, we know her daddy was a no good son bitch. Oh, pedophile ass motherfucker. But whatever, it is what it is. So I like to see more interaction with Cyborg and Robot Man. They play off each other. We all know Cliff, he's trying to find a way to get in contact with his kid. And so he got a computer. And so while he was telling Cyborg, how about you put one of your fingers in the knuckle and do some little funny as the hell. And so, you know, Cyborg feels some kind of way that, you know, you sit there reset button. Now got my daddy over here, and I told you I ain't want my daddy here, because we all know Cyborg's dad, you know, something about him I don't trust. So, remember in the last episode, Mr. Nobody, you know, put that bug in Jane's ear talking about find out who's Doom Patrol. And so they go look, do some old paperwork, and it pulls up about the Doom Patrol. And so come back up. Rita and all them said, what you want to know about the Doom Patrol? Rita had a brief fling with Mental and all that stuff. So Doom Patrol, the original Doom Patrol. And so Jane is like, we finna go find out what's good, what's Gucci. And so her being, you know, changing to a personality called Flit, you know, that's the teleporter. She snatches she snatches Rita and Larry. And they go to, I guess you could say, like a school for metahumans, which is supposed to be like the facade or whatever. And all that. So, let's see. Okay, we're going to start on Cyborg and Robot Man. Now, Cyborg, he feels some kind of way about his dad. Because he really thinks something is going on with his father that he's not telling him. And so, when his dad show up to basically fix him up, we also see there's a piece of Cyborg's finger up in Robot Man arm. So while homeboy, the father, goes out to get some more stuff, Cyborg tells Robot Man, listen, don't leave me with him. I need you to be here to keep an eye on him. Whoop-de-whoop. And so, you know, Robot Man, you know, he feels some kind of way about that shit. Like, you want me to do this shit, but you want to do that for me, whatever. And all that mess. So the father shows up. You know how he is. He condescending. He talking slick shit about Niles and all that stuff. From what I'm gathering, let him tell it. Him and Niles ain't been friends since whenever. But you know, Cyborg sees Niles as like an uncle and all. So I wonder what kind of bad blood is going on between Niles and Cyborg's dad. So, listen. I never thought I would love the word fuck knuckle. And we all know what that came from. That came from Robot Man. That's what Robot Man called Cyborg's daddy. So you talking slick shade, try to talk down on Niles and everything. You know, Niles did whatever woo. Cause you know, Robot Man was telling telling Cyborg dad like, how did this happen? How did his son get in this much disrepair? And so Cyborg dad was trying to check Robot Man, talking about how you ain't no father and shit. I like, oh Lord. And Robot Man called him, checked his nuts, and that's when he called Cyborg's dad a fuck knuckle. And I hollered. So the thing with so Cyborg dad had this little thumb drive, whatever, and I know he put that in, I guess, to check whatever what's going on with his son. But once he got ready to leave, fixed up everything and told Cyborg, listen, I put your privacy mode in, you saying you want to be a grown motherfucker, here you go. And Cyborg got up and hugged his dad, and I'm like, bruh, hug your damn child, man. Hug your kid. Like, for real. That's your fucking child. Hug him. But I think he been stopped seeing Cyborg as his son a long time ago. But just seeing Cyborg as his ticket to get up there, be a close ally or investment for the goddamn Justice League. I don't know what the hell going on with him. So when he leaves, they showed that dumb drive. They did it for a reason. And see him putting them up in his coat pocket. Why I'm thinking that Cyborg daddy finna build another Cyborg. I honestly believe Cyborg Silas, ain't that his name? He finna build another Cyborg. I just see that. I see that for real. So, that happens. And Cyborg, to say thank you for, Robot Man watching them and all that shit. He basically does a Facebook profile for Robot Man, but let Cliff call it Facehole. And I think we really need to rebrand Facebook as Facehole. I like that name. And so now Cliff could see his daughter, check on his daughter, woo. But Robot Man was checking on his daughter, guess who she was calling dad? Bump. Bump was the motherfucker that his wife was cheating on him with. That's who his daughter called dad. And Cliff is over it. He's so pissed. I'm like, Cliff, at least it's somebody she know, bro. And you can tell from the picture that, she getting taken care of. All right. Let's get to Jane, Rita, and Larry. So they go to this school or whatever, and they meet Celsius, that's Arena, and this other chick. Celsius, one hand does cold, other hand does hot. Now in the comics, she was supposed to be, in the comics, she's portrayed to be Niles' wife. But here, I think she probably had a brief fling with that man. And he put it so good on her. He put that paralyzed dick to her so goddamn good, it walked with her head. I'm just saying. I am just fucking saying. So they get there and they meet this, you could call him the headmaster of the school. This brother, beautiful chocolate man, whose name I done forgot. Just that quick. And so the story with the school is basically this. The original Doom Patrol, they retired after this battle, and they basically became teachers. And they work at this school funded by Niles and everything to teach up and coming metahumans and shit like that. Basically, their own version of goddamn Xavier, you know, Xavier Academy or whatever. So, Rita, she goes off. She's there. And she's looking around and she sees an old fling. That old fling is Mental. And kind of find out they had this little love affair from back in the day. And when they do a flashback, so she first meet Mental in 1958. And Rita, in her mind, she thinking like, you know, this some bad looking man. Could you at least, she tell now, could you at least prescribe me some pills or something like that so I can get this shit together? Cause I got to get back on that goddamn whole stroll in Hollywood. I gotta make some more movies. And so Mental show up, gorgeous, dapper looking man, and all that. And you know, he threw some slick shade game to her, and he basically helps her, like do a little mantra in her head that basically when she gets upset that she control her powers and that she could get her body back to normal. So you see a little cute little love affair with him and all that shit. And it shows a scene when they getting ready to bust one. She like, you might need to put on a helmet because I might melt and suffocate your ass. Now, homeboy like, I don't think you're gonna do that. And so, you know, they do woo-to-woo. Now, there's this name, Mary Beth, keep coming up. And there's a scene in this episode that got me scratching in my head. Do anybody know what's the deal between her and Mary Beth? Did Rita force that girl to kill herself? Was that the new up and coming? Was that her rival in Hollywood? Is that what it was? I'm not for sure. So, Jane is with the headmaster. Larry goes with Arena. But here's the thing. Now, homeboy, the headmaster named Clary, his last name, that's his last name. He asked him, have I seen you before? And, you know, homeboy was kind of iffy, or he kind of kept that card close to chest or whatever. Because he was like, have you served in the military? And so, homeboy was like, briefly. Okay. Do anybody know what's the deal with that? I would like to know. Kind of like, okay, well, who is he? Well, who's homeboy? And you know, the headmaster, he's a metahuman too, but we do not know his power. But whatever it is there to basically keep them in line, as we see toward the end of the episode. So, Jane, her spiel is this. Mr. Nobody sent us here for what I don't know or whatever. Now, Clary, ain't that his name, Clary? The headmaster, he kind of vague on certain shit or whatever. And Larry, he goes with Arena, that's Celsius, walking around and all that stuff like that. And then we peep out that, you know, homegirl says that Niles is my damn husband. And Larry like, ho, since when? He's like, I know Niles for like 60 years and he ain't never said nothing about no goddamn wife. And so, you know, Celsius like, well, you know, Niles got his secrets and all that. So I said, yeah, he got some secrets, but I would think that would have slipped out his mouth once or twice. And then she brung up to like, well, you know, I didn't know anything I didn't even know he had a daughter. So, okay, so who's the daughter? Who is the daughter? Now, what happens toward the end of the episode, that basically, you can't really trust that because it really don't hold no weight. But Do Niles have a daughter? So Jane, she's talking to homeboy, and kind of find out that she has a room there, and I try to figure out what this room is. And so, you know, they're going back and forth. You know how Jane is. Jane is like a pit bull with a goddamn tire ring, bro. She gonna motherfucking nudge till she get what she looking for. So hold up, I'm playing it in the background, trying to get some of the key points. What we need to do? What do we need to do? What do we need to do? Okay, so we find out later on that the whole thing is some fuck shit. The whole thing is a mirage controlled by Mental. How? What happened? This is what happened. Their last battle was against Mr. Nobody. What happened was, you're going to hear this story between three different people. Headmaster, Mental, and Celsius. But it's going to be a little bit of a variation between the two. Well, not really. The Headmaster, just basically Mental and Celsius. But it still says the whole thing. They basically say the same thing. Nobody dropped this balloon in the shape of some booty cheeks. And the radio played this one song by Peter Como, Hot Diggity Dog Diggity. Anybody who heard the music went caca in the head. So everybody just going crazy. The police showed up. The jukebox had a transformer array and basically transformed them cops into piñatas. And so the people there they bust open the piñatas and start eating the candy inside. Is y'all getting what? Them goddamn folks at that park at them police officers. Now, here's the variation. Mental said they showed up. You know, they showed up, got ready. Mental said he the one that decided to die or whatever. Talking about the two female team partner, they got caught up. You know, he a little bit old, a little sexy shit or whatever. And then here comes Celsius. Celsius like, listen, Mental ain't even last a good 30 seconds, bitch. Or whatever, woo, and all that. But here's the thing. Mental Celsius said that they won the battle. Clary, the headmaster, basically said it fucked them up. It fucked them up. That was their last battle because they all got mind fucked. And so basically, Niles, you could say he threw him away. You could say he threw him away. He shelved them and forgot about them, you know. So that's what happens. And so when Jane tells him, not Jane, when Rita tells Mental, no, y'all ain't did shit to nobody. Nobody's still alive or kicking, and nobody got Niles. We trying to figure out what's what. That's when that whole mirage, that whole illusion of this pristine school full of students and clean floors and all that shit basically blinks out, and we basically see this old decrepit ass building. And that's when shit starts to pop off. Jane, she walking around, and she's in the office, and she see these puzzle pieces. And she start hearing her daddy. They got to be her daddy. And she's running, and she get caught up at like a dead end, and all these puzzle pieces just rush her. And then here you go, you see this hand coming out, and you see somebody saying, baby girl, baby girl, baby girl. And you see how it's triggering her. I think that must have been her dad. And so Celsius started attacking Larry. You know. And so when we go to Rita and Minto, he said, you just wouldn't let me have this with you. You just went up and stole my motherfucking thunder. And then here comes something come. You hear a baby crying. And you see this young girl, pretty blonde chick, and she crying. And she said, listen, I was scared to say anything at all. That's Mary Beth. And you see how it's affecting Rita. So, who is Mary Beth? Hold up, y'all. Is Mary Beth Rita's daughter? Did she have her at a very young age? Is that what's going on? You know, what's going on? So, yeah. So we basically see Minto is an old, decrepit man up in a wheelchair with that salad toss on top of his head. Let Cliff say it. And shit going to shit. So Headmaster runs out the office, and there goes the illusion of Niles. Now Niles is talking to the Headmaster, right? Which is basically their doctor. He's saying, you know, you done good work here, but you and I both know where your talents truly lie. And homeboy, like, I told you I can't do that shit never again. Okay, who is he? Can anybody tell me who that brother is? Listen, I went looking and everything. I couldn't find nothing. I probably was looking in the right spot or whatever. So, what basically saves the day is this. Larry's negative spirit comes out and goes find Minto and basically snatches the salad toss off his head and gives it to Rita. And then we find out, you know, what happened. We find out that, you know, they didn't lose the battle. Basically, Niles threw him away. And homeboy, the Headmaster / doctor, was basically keeping an eye on him for Niles. And all that stuff. And, you know, Jane feels some kind of way. She's like, so homeboy, like Niles, this dude that she do see as a father figure, and you know, everything, like, so he just threw him away. And you know, homeboy, the Headmaster, the doctor, is like, listen, she like, listen, Mr. Nobody sent you here to persuade you to give up. Do not give up. Keep trying to find Niles. Nobody showed you this. Nobody said, well, this gonna happen to you. You see how Niles did the first little patrol. Y'all gonna be next. But you know, homeboy's like, don't give up. Keep trucking. Keep trying to find them. You know? And so, here's the thing. Something else about Larry. I totally forgot. While Larry's walking around and everything, you know, trying to get away, whatever, he meets up to this man in black. This dude, you know, the men in black. And homeboy asks him, where your partner at? You know, you doing the justice for our country, but we need you again. Hold up. Larry, was you doing some other shit other than that damn, being an air pilot, brother? Because that's why I asked about that. When they make it back to, you know, to the mansion, to the manor or whatever, and Larry is up in his room, he opened this drawer and pulls out this badge, and it has a key with a sword or something like that. And I'm like, what kind of badge is that? So was Larry doing some other shit too? I don't know. I'm wondering. So Rita finds a way to basically put Minto back into a safe place. You know, she talks to him. We find out that how they really broke up back in the past. After they finally did the deed, she wakes up. Homeboy, she looks at Homeboy like, what you doing? Where you getting up? And Minto read her mind and read about you know, what happened with Mary Bev. And so, you know, Minto shut the deuce, talking about, you a low down dirty bitch. Why you do that? I need to know what happened. So Rita is like, Rita done came to the point when she knows she is not that starlet anymore. She gonna have to stop living in the past, basically. And so when they get back to the mansion, what she does, you know, she got all those pictures of her, them headshots or whatever. You know what she does? She takes them down. She ain't Rita the starlet no more. And so I'm trying to remember. Is that it? That's basically it, y'all. To me, this was a mellow episode. It wasn't a weak episode, probably like how some folks would say it. It was kind of dark in the sense of the fear of abandonment. And you know, I believe that's Jane, one of her greatest fears. And so that's basically how it ends. If I'm right. Yeah, that's how it ends. It was a good episode, y'all. It was a good episode. Like, share, subscribe, leave comments down below and all that stuff. And do anybody know that doctor, that headmaster, what's his judge? You know, let her hold up. Holla.